Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to today's video in which I am going to be swatching all of my Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. I just wanted to do some kind of really low-key videos with the stuff that I had. Some of these palettes I haven't even swatched at all. They're brand new, or I've had them used a few colors and not really even explored all of the different colors in them. So I thought today, let's just go through them. So if anyone's interested in kind of seeing, you know, fresh swatches of some of these, especially if you have maybe a similar skin tone to mine and you want to see what these colors look like, which ones perform well, which don't, and maybe if you were trying to debate between a couple of palettes, like which one you might be interested in. Or if you already have these, comment down below which one you love, which one you don't love. So we're going to be doing both the Norvina collection and the normal ABH palettes. I have 4 Norvina ones, and then I have 5 regular ABH ones. So I don't know how long this video is going to be. We're going to take it nice and slow and just enjoy the swatching, seeing colors appear. Yeah, so that's going to be it. So if that sounds interesting, please obviously keep on watching. Okay guys, so how should we start? Why don't we start with the Norvina ones and then we'll move into the regular ABH ones. So let me show you what I have. So this one, if you watched my video on Monday, I will put a link, a card up on one of these sides here. You'll know that I just got this in. It was actually supposed to be for the giveaway, which is live on my channel right now. Go check out Monday's video. So it came for the giveaway, but unfortunately it came damaged. I have removed all of the damaged product now, but you can see missing. They have given me a partial refund, so I will be putting something else into the giveaway other than this, so I figured we'd go ahead and swatch it as best we can. There is just, I think, enough of this color in there to give at least one decent swatch. So I have the Norvina Mini 1, the Norvina Mini 2, and the Norvina Mini 3, and then the big first Norvina palette. Sorry, I know the ring light is shining, but once we get the shiny stuff out of the way, it won't see it. So shall we start with the big one, and then we'll work through all the small ones. So what I'll do is I will just leave it open down here, like that. Nope. Here we go. How about like that? That looks very attractive in the frame right there. Ooh, maybe slightly more towards the middle. So what we'll do is I'll start swatching. I think we'll probably have to do this one in a couple of different rounds because there are 25 shadows in here, so it's kind of a lot. I'm going to be using wipes to clean my arms off. I'm trying these ones. They say they're biodegradable ones from Riviera, so I hope that's a little bit more kind of environmentally friendly. Alright, so we got the wipe ready off to the side. I also got a towel in my lap, and yeah, let's just go ahead and get going. So these don't have names in the Norvina ones, so they're just labeled A1 through 5, B1 through 5, etc. So you have the A, B, C, D, and E, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as we go across. So let's go ahead and start with the first 3. Okay, so what we have in this palette is mostly some kind of really deep purple and pink colors, and then some kind of yellows and some orangey tones. So those are the first 3. So we have this kind of pale shimmer color here. We have this kind of medium warm toned purple, and then more of a red purple here in this one. You can see they swatched really nice, and even though I have the tattoo here, that you can still see the colors quite vibrantly, and there's still a lot on my fingers there. Okay, and then we have the 4, which I hadn't even swatched before, and the 5. Look, that's completely pristine. I've had this since it launched. I actually bought it right around the launch time. Okay, so there's the shimmery gold, and then there's the hot pink. So this one looks like you would have to build it up quite a bit. You can see it's a little bit light, but do a little bit more. I think it would look really nice on the eye, actually. I don't think you'd probably have too much problem with it. The golds, the shimmers, seem to go really nice, so those are, I'm very happy with those. So yeah, alright, so let's move to, so that's the first 5, so we'll do the second 5 right here. So from what I understand, this is a pigment palette, so I'm already starting to see some staining on my fingertips. So once I kind of have cleaned my arm after I do these kind of different rounds, I think it'll be interesting to see how much the staining there is. So here is B1, and then B2, and then B3. 3. Ooh, that one's very pretty. I haven't used that at all yet. Look at that one. Okay, so this and these colors here are similar, but this one is quite a bit lighter here, more kind of a red-violet, red-purpley kind of color. And then you have like a shimmery brown and then that shimmery pink, which I think is really, really nice. All right, and then the last two in this row is we have the B4 and B5, which are kind of more on the darker purple side. So let's see how those ones go. Ooh, that one's nice. These are really nice. These two are more cool toned than I kind of thought they were looking from the pan. I really like that one. I think that's really pretty. So here are the first two rows. Actually, the formula works out really well. They're very, very pigmented. They swatch great, so no issues there. The only one that wasn't doing so good is this one and maybe this one here. But these two look really, really nice. Very happy with those. Okay, so that's first two rows. So let's go ahead and do the next two. Can you still see there's a little bit of the pink still right there and right there. So if you are someone who struggles at all with staining and you really hate it, maybe you got to be careful with this palette, because that would be, there's definitely some staining on the skin, and they've only been on my skin for a few minutes. So okay, so the next one, so we have this row here, so we have this white, 2 more shimmers, and then 2 more mattes. So let's see how pigmented that's actually going to be once we put it on the skin. Okay. Okay, that's not bad for a white. There's that bright gold. Ooh, that's really pretty. Ooh, nice. It's like I'm surprised by my own items that I have in my collection. Well, that's why I'm doing this, is actually just to have fun with things. And then here's the next two in that row. So here we have a darker red purple and then kind of a nice warm brown here. So the white is okay. It's not amazing, but it is decent. These two shimmer ones are very nice. They're very smooth to apply. And then these two mattes, no problems with those at all. They are very smooth to apply. Okay, next row, we have this really lovely kind of mustardy yellow. We have this shimmery purple and what looks like a very true red. Ooh, yeah, that's like Christmassy looking, isn't it? Okay. No, that's not a very good yellow. Okay. There's that purple shimmer, which looks okay. And then there's the red. Okay, the red is pretty good. Let's go in with the yellow again, just to kind of... Alright, so it's not too bad. It's not great. I have definitely better yellows than that. This purple is nice, but it's a little bit darker than I thought it was going to be, and a little bit more sheer. But the red is pretty good. That's a very kind of true candy apple red. I actually think we have enough space here to do the last row, so oh, we still have 2 more to go. Maybe not. Never mind. Let me get this off. Okay, so then there's D4. This one has a little bit of a sparkle to it. I don't know if you can tell at all, but there's a little bit of a sparkle. And is this just, yeah, it's just a matte black. So let's go ahead and, sorry. There's the blue, and I guess the black is going to go there because that's where I wanted to go. Those are a mess. That blue is really, really stunning. Look how dark that is, really deep. The black looks like a good, true black, no kind of blue or purple undertones, very intense. All right, so that's a row 3 and 4. Sorry for my terrible swatches there. The tripod is right here, so it's a little bit hard to get my hand over that way. Okay. Really nice. A couple of nice colors. This yellow I'm not that excited about, and actually the red does look a little bit sheer too, so it might need a bit of building up. Alright, so you can see that black has decided to hang out with us for a little while longer. What I might do is in between each, like every couple of palettes, is go wash my arm again just to try and get any of this, the rest of this off. Okay? So let's do the last row. So here we have kind of some peachy orangey tones. This one, ooh, I haven't even swatched that one at all. Oh, that's very pretty. I feel like I have a lot of colors like that though. And then they're bright orange, and then the more mustardy yellow. So let's see how those look. Ooh, that's very pretty. Oh, okay. Okay. Right, okay. So definitely the yellows in this palette are not great, and that orange is not that great either. It's again kind of sheer. This shimmer is very pretty though. And then the last two colors down here. Kind of a bright, another bright orangey color. Ooh, and the brown. Okay, so what I'm noticing is that some of these kind of pigments, like the yellow and these oranges, are not as good, but the ones that have more red to them or more purple seem to be a bit stronger. And this brown, almost maroon brown color is really intense. So this one has quite a lot of nice pigment in it. So I think overall there's a lot of really nice shadows in this palette, but some of them are a little bit hit and miss, especially in these last two rows. I think the first three rows, really nice, but honestly, like that would have been fine as like a monochromatic. Where am I? Like that would have been fine as kind of a more monochromatic purple pinky kind of palette. I don't know that these two rows of like reds and yellows and oranges and blue was needed anyway. Okay, so that's the Norvina collection volume 1, the big one. So now let's go ahead, I will clean my hands really well, and then let's go ahead and start with the minis. Okay guys, so I don't know if you can see, but there's still quite a lot of pink staining on my arm here. So what we'll do is I will do the 3 of the mini Norvinas, and then I will wash my arm after that to prep for the regular ABH ones. Okay, so this is a Norvina collection number 1, the mini, and I think comparing it to like the big one that we just did, I think the color story in here is more successful than the larger one because it's a bit more, what is the right word, curated. It makes some good sense. All these colors look like they're going to go together really nicely. It is a shame that it came damaged, so I'm unable to gift it to anyone, but hopefully I'll still get some use out of it. Let's see how the mattes go. So we'll go across in rows like this, starting with the first 3. So what I'm going to have to do with the shimmers is kind of probably go back and forth a few times. Okay, so those are the first 3 for row number, we'll just put that there, row number 1, and scoot those there so I can put my arm here. Okay, so that's kind of a corally orange. That's the shimmer, so I'll have to go back and grab a little bit more. And then that's that first purple. Interesting. It's not anywhere near as pigmented as the big one, which I think is quite... I wonder why. Oh, sorry guys. Okay, so here we have this kind of bright coral orange, which looks good. It's a bit on the sheer side, but I don't think it's too bad. Then we have this kind of champagne-y color. It's okay. It's a bit hard to tell because of how damaged my palette came, but it does look like it would have been nice smooth shade. And then we have this kind of medium red purple here, which looks very pretty. Very similar to a lot of the tones that were in the large palette, whereas these two, you don't really have them in the big one. These are what my hands are looking like so far. Okay, so row number 2, so we have the red and this pink, and let's see how much of this shimmer shade we can grab on the finger there. Okay, so here's the red. So that looks very similar to the bright red that was in the larger palette, although this one is a little bit more pink. Then there's that shimmer shade, and then here is that bright purple pink color there. So let's try a little bit more of this one to bump up that intensity, if we can. So looking at them, these two actually look really similar. This is more on the dull side, and this is more bright, but like in the pan, they look quite different here, but on the arm, they look the same, so I imagine that they probably won't look that different on the eye either. Alright, so let's do this bottom row now, which is kind of these more cooler toned purples, and then looks like a deep maroon. Ooh, look, that's interesting. Look how much lighter it seems to be on the finger. Okay, so let's see how these ones go. So we have that cool toned lavender, that purple, and that maroon. Let me go back into these. Sorry, there's a bit of that red kick up on there. The whole palette is damaged, so I'm not surprised that we're getting some transfer from the other colors. Okay, so those look really pretty there. So you have kind of a deep lavender. Again, these three are looking kind of similar together, but this one definitely has more blue in it, blue-gray. This one's more blue, definitely more of a blue-purple, which I really like. So I like these two. And then this one is kind of deep maroon color. I think is really, really pretty. I think that one would be a stunning color to use on the eye. Like maybe a look with like these two there would be really pretty. So yeah, so that's what this color story looks like. You have a couple of brights, a couple of very samey kind of purples. So I don't know. I like that it's curated. It's all purples. It's almost, it's not monochromatic, but it's a purple red palette. But I really only like this bottom row, personally. What do you think? Okay, so that is the number one. Let's see how much we can clean. Okay, so let's go into the Norvina number two, which is this one. I really liked this color story. Again, this one came damaged from ABH. They did send me a replacement, which I gifted to a friend. So this is the second. This is not the first time that this has happened to me. I think ABH, if anyone out there is listening, get your shipping sorted, please, and your packaging. Just chucking things in a box doesn't really lead to good product quality when it arrives. Anyway, so you'll notice I'm still very pink. Very pink. So any of those pink tones in there, the reds, the purples, they do stain a lot. So just kind of be very aware of that. Okay, so the reason I like this color story is because it's very kind of 70s, like chill vibe. So it's not, like I have used it, it's not amazing, but it is a fun color story. Okay, so we have this kind of lemony yellow, this light, I don't know, it's like a springy kind of green. And then we have this orange, which as you can tell is coming off very sheer. But, you know, if you use this to kind of blend out like the deeper orange shade, I'm sure it would work really well there. Okay, then we have the bright orange, this shimmery taupe, and then the teal. So now we can see how those two would go together. Do you see this one's quite sheer as well though? So then there's that goldy taupe, and then there is the green. So let's just try a little bit more of that orange. So it is definitely brighter, and just so you can see, even on like non-tattooed skin, okay, it is still sheer. But it is pretty, like the colors are pretty. I like these two greens. I think so far those are the best two. Although the shimmer is pretty nice, but it's kind of basic. It's like not that exciting. There's nothing special about that particular shimmer color. Okay, and then we have the bottom row, which has another purpley pink. I think that looks almost identical to the ones coming out of the large Norvina. Okay, so there's that one. Yeah, we've definitely seen this one already today. Then we have this bright green shimmer, and then kind of a normal brown color. So it's a really cool color story, but you'd have to think quite carefully about how you were going to do it. So, you know, you kind of have this purple and then these oranges, which could kind of go, but really I'd be doing these two with the brown, like these together. The greens work well, and then you kind of have these bright oranges, which you could use with the brown and also with that one. So it's fun. I think the shimmer, this one, is my favorite out of the whole shebang in this particular palette. And I do like these two greens. Interestingly, these greens stain, which I haven't ever experienced from green eyeshadow before. I've had it from blue, but these greens do stain. I have worn them and I have experienced that before. So, all right. So that is the Norvina number 2 mini palette. So let's go ahead and move on to number 3. Okay. So we are even pinker than we were, and the brown. That's quite a good stain there. My fingers are a mess. Okay, so this is the little kind of strawberry looking one. Not strawberry, what the hell am I talking about? So this is the one that was kind of cherry themed that came out just a couple of months ago. The other two had come out in the autumn. So you can see that I have used this one a couple of times. I do have a video up on this particular palette, which I will put up in a card somewhere, if you would like to see that. I wasn't that excited about this palette. I think that the glitter I don't really care for that much, and the other colors were just kind of okay. Like these two, I think it's hard to make looks out of it that aren't red. That's all I'm saying. So, all right, so we scrubbed this first one, which for me has hit hard pan. I don't know if you can tell that. Maybe what I should do is try and fix it before we swatch it together. All right, so I don't think the tape worked great, but let's go ahead and see if we can swatch that one better, a little bit better. And let's get some of the glitter up, and then this blue shimmer up there. Okay, so, there's the glitter, and then there is the blue shimmer. So I don't really know what to do about this. This is what happened. It was really pretty the first time I used it. Let's see if we can. All right, okay, got a little bit more. Okay, so that's kind of as good as I'm going to get it. Actually, the glitter performed better than the shimmers did, and then you have this darker shimmer, which didn't come off that intense. Again, this one is kind of getting the hard pan as well, so I don't know if it was just mine or it's the way that I use eyeshadow. I don't know. I don't think it should get that right away. Let's go ahead and do the second row here, which is all of the mattes. So we have this dark red, this baby blue, and then this light pink. So let's get a little bit more of that blue. So you can build these up. Okay, so there we go. Okay, and then let's just get this last row real quick, since I do already have a video with this one up. Okay, so what you can see is that the mattes work fine. This red is pretty much identical to the one that's in the large first Norvina. You have kind of two very similar maroon red colors here. This pink is nice, and then the blue is nice and the green is, but they don't, for me, I can't think of an easy look with those. Both the shimmers are pretty not impressive, unfortunately. So I don't know. I think of the three, this is probably my least favorite one. Honestly, all of the small ones are not great. I think I like the second one better because of that shimmery green, but yeah. So this is what you got. Let's go ahead and see what we can do here. Interestingly, it's the glitter that comes off the easiest. All right, so me and my red arm are gonna go wash ourselves and I will be back in a moment. All right, and we're back, guys. I am still reasonably purple and pink stained. So yeah, so some of those pigments do stain really quite badly. So if you have any issues with staining and things like that, just be very aware of that. All right, so let me take you through the ABH palettes I have to show you what we're going to do and the order in which we're going to do them. So I have the Modern Renaissance, the original classic one, I guess. I have used it quite a bit. I did enjoy it when I purchased it, so it's been a fun, useful palette for me. So we're going to go through this one. Then I have the Norvina, the ABH Norvina one. And again, I've used this one quite a bit. I think it's a really beautiful, beautiful palette. And then we have my newest ones, which I just got the Amrezy palette. And I've only played with it once. So this will be my second time having a look at it and my first time swatching it. You can see that quite a few of the shades haven't been touched yet at all. So we have that one. We have the Jackie Aina palette, which I am very enjoying so far. I've only used it once, so I have tried a couple of the colors, but the rest are essentially untouched, so we are going to go ahead and swatch those. And then my newest addition, which is actually the Subculture palette. I did use this in my video on Monday, so this was the eyeshadow palette I was wearing. So you can see that most of them haven't been touched. I used these two colors and Electric. That was my look. So let's go ahead and start with the oldest, and then we'll end up at this one. So Modern Renaissance was the first ABH palette that I bought. I'm trying to think of when it was. I guess it was about 1.5 years ago now. I picked this one up, so not any time when it came out. So let's not kid ourselves there. What's going to be best? I think if I prop it up back here. So this is what it looks like. Okay, if you've not seen it before. Okay, it's very muted, kind of reds, soft reds, browns. It's a very neutral palette with a little bit of kind of these reddish colors in them. Well, they're reds. I don't know why I said reddish. These reds in them. So we'll go through each one of them. Okay, just to block the light a little bit there. It's the box for Subculture, so we'll just do that. Okay. So we'll do one row, then I'll wipe the arm, and we'll do another row. I don't remember any of these having any staining problems previously, so hopefully we won't have them this time. So we have Tempera, Golden Ochre, and Vermeer. I use the heck out of Vermeer. It's one of my most used ones out of this palette. It's actually really interesting swatching your own products, because some of these I never swatched because I just had them in my collection, and it's kind of interesting to have a new perspective on them. Bonfresco, Antique Bronze, Love Letter, and let's go ahead and try some pinky swatches in Cypress Umber. Okay, so that's Bonfresco, Antique Bronze, Love Letter, and Cypress Umber. So as you can tell, like compared to the Norvina ones, this is a very muted, very soft collection. Most looks you get are not gonna, they can be deep and sultry, but they aren't gonna be vibrant and bright. That's not what this palette is for. And what you should notice is that these two, which are technically, are they both? No, this one's definitely the shimmer formula. This is kind of like a satin that has like some shimmer in it. Aren't as shiny as some of the more recent formulas that they've done. So this is the first row. So let's go ahead and wipe that and then do the next row. Okay, so then the next row we have Raw Sienna, Burnt Orange, and Primavera, which I've also used quite a lot. There's Burnt Orange. Oh no, that's Raw Sienna, Burnt Orange, and Primavera, which I think is is the prettiest shimmer in this palette. There's only two shimmers really, but these two, Burnt Orange and Raw Sienna, they could have picked a different color instead of one of these because they're, oh god, sorry, I'm out of frame. They're both really similar to each other. This one's more orange and this one's more yellow brown, but there's not a huge difference in there, so I don't really know why both were included, but I'm not on their creative team. Then we have Red Ochre, Venetian Red, Warm Taupe, and Regular? I don't know. Realgar, okay. So here is the Red Ochre color, Venetian Red, Warm Taupe, and then Realgar. So just to show you, I think Love Letter, if you look at these two reds together, they are very, very similar, but Love Letter is a little bit more purple, and Venetian Red is a little bit more brown. So looking at this palette now, I don't think this is one I would pick up anymore, because it is looking a little bit on the boring side. It's very neutral. The colors in it are nice. They all worked really well. You saw that I didn't have any issues with anything. You know, they all came off quite pigmented to start with, so I didn't have any issues there. But the color story isn't as exciting as a lot of the more recent releases by ABH, even in their normal line. Okay. So we have some staining, which is to be expected, but not quite as bad as with the other ones. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay, so we have the Norvina, this blue or purple velvety one, and it has some really lovely tones in it. It's again very neutral, but it does have a couple of fun pops, which I appreciate. So let's go ahead and give this a go. I think what I can do. All right, so the whole top row is all shimmers. Dreamer I've used a lot. Then we have Summer and Wild Child. And let's go ahead and go in with Rose Gold. I wonder if we can get all of them on one arm. Okay, so Dreamer, Summer, Wild Child, and Rose Gold. Let's go into Wild Child one more time there, guys. Okay. So those are the first four shimmers, and then we have Celestial, Dazzling, and Drama. So Celestial, Dazzling, and Drama. So you can see that the formula, when I do this, it's quite flaky, so if you just do that, then it just kind of melts. Alright, so this is the top row. So again, as I said, we have Dreamer, Summer, Wild Child, Rose Gold, Celestial, Dazzling, and Drama. So they're very beautiful shimmer shades in there. Just go ahead and smooth that one down. Very pretty. Again, very much on the neutral side, despite we have this purple and this pink, so just a couple of pops of color. I think when we compare it to the recent ones and how colorful those ones are, these are going to seem very neutral, even though at the time you're like, ooh, there's purple in it. Okay, let me just... Alright, so then we have the matte row, which we have Base, which is very similar to Tempera in the other one. Soul, which has become a little bit gritty. Incense, and Love. So, Base. Soul. I'll put a little bit of that one here because it is in the darkest part of my tattoo there. Okay, so it's a really pretty gray purple. Then we have Incense, and then we have Love. I like that Love color because it really is like a dusty rose, which I think is really, really pretty. Okay, and then the last three, Volatile, Eccentric, and Passion. So some of the ones in here, I don't know if it's because this palette is, I mean, it's only a year and a half old, a year old really, for me. I didn't get them that long ago. A couple of the formulas like this one and this one feel quite gritty to touch, so I don't know if that's just because they're aging a little bit or part of the formula. So here we go. Alright, so it's a very soft, again, very neutral color story, very pretty. I really like the purples in here, the purple and the pink, these two, and the two shimmers here. All the shimmers are beautiful. I have not used this palette enough, to be honest with you. I really do need to. I will say that I think Incense and Eccentric are a little bit similar to each other. Again, like with the Modern Renaissance, I think they could have maybe picked something a bit different to kind of amp this up. This kind of cool brown, they could have done a cooler light brown color to kind of give us a little bit more variety in here. So I think it's a beautiful color story. It's very subtle, very soft, kind of dreamy, romantic. So I like it. It's not my favorite of the palettes that I have from ABH, but I do enjoy it quite a bit. I'm missing my favorite palette. It was in the non-ABH pile, which is the Riviera. So we'll actually do that one next, and then we'll get into the other ones. How did I forget her? She was in the wrong pile on my vanity over there. Okay, let's get into this one. Yes. All right. So like the Norvina, the top row is primarily shimmers, although we do have Sails, this white color here, which I don't really use that much. I don't really care for whites, but it is here. However, what else had a white? I think the only other one from them that had a white was actually in the Norvina collection volume, Pro collection volume 1, the big giant purple thing. Okay, so we'll do the same as last time. We'll try and swatch all of these on the arm together. Okay, so first up is we have the matte white, which is Sails, which is okay. It's a little bit sheer. Then we have the first shimmer, which is Yacht. It's a very yummy antique gold. Then we have Seychelles, which is this bright shimmery turquoise, which I love. And then we have Palermo, which is this lovely deep rose pink shimmer. So pretty. Then we have Seaside, Inheritance, and Mediterranean. Oh, so pretty. So here is Seaside, Inheritance. Look how bright that is. So cool. And then Mediterranean. I think they're a stunning set of shimmers. I really do. I think the only one that for me is maybe not as exciting as the other ones is Seaside, but it's almost like a silvery gray color, so I think you just need to have maybe other colors other than what's in here to make it really pop and look awesome. Okay, so the second row is all mattes. So we have Estate, Cabana, Coastline, and Bahamas. So Estate, Cabana, Coastline, and Bahamas. Then we have Monte Carlo, Cannes, and Palm. So here is Monte Carlo, love that one, Cannes, and Palm. So I love how bright and vibrant this color story is. I think the only shadow that doesn't perform particularly well is Estate because it's so light. That one in Sales. I don't think these two are that good. I probably would have put in different colors than these ones. And also there's a slight sameness. Like this one's more of a coral peach and this one is like a pale coral peach. I probably wouldn't have included both of them. I do agree that you need some lighter colors in here, but something about these two, they're just a bit light and not that amazing. The other ones, this one, Monte Carlo, I love this color. So pretty. Maybe with like the gold shimmer on top of it. Very nice. Inheritance is probably my favorite color out of this whole collection. This one and Seychelles, though. These two are so, so beautiful. I think it's a stunning color story. I love it. Very happy I have this one. Yeah, so this is the Riviera palette. All right, next on our list will be the Amrezy, which is the largest. I'm sure you can see that it's a bit bigger because it has, instead of the normal 14 shades, it has 16 shades. Is that right? Yeah, it's a big one. Just crack the back there. Terrible sound. All right, let's go ahead and give this one a clean up. Okay, I'm really excited. I haven't gotten, these next three are my newest ones, so they're the ones I haven't actually really used almost at all. So, what's different about this one is that they have included these two pressed glitters. So without them, we would have the same kind of normal story that we have in almost all ABH palettes recently, which is like one row of shimmers and one row of mattes. Looking at these two are really similar, and compared to pretty much every other palette except for the Riviera, they have these colors. So do keep that in mind if you are thinking about picking one of these up. So, all right, we'll do the top row. I think we're going to have to do this in 2 rounds because there are more, or do you think if I'm smart, I can start a little bit higher up? Let's see how it goes. I'd like to do it all in one go. Let's see. Okay, so we have Wasted, Barb. Ooh, that's so, oh my gosh, look at that. So soft. And then Liddy, which is the first glitter. So let's start all the way up in the armpit, guys. Okay, so this is Wasted. It's a very, very light pink. Then we have Barb. Ooh, that's cool. It's kind of a duochrome. Ooh, pretty. And then we have Liddy. Okay. So there's that glitter there. I don't really like that. It's fine. Then we have Cupcake, Dragon, and Leo. I have used Leo before, which I really like. So Cupcake, Dragon, and Leo. Ooh, nice. This blue is so cool. I really love it. And then Gemini and Gorgina, gorgeous. Okay, so Gemini. It's the same thing as the other one. I think you kind of have to stamp it in place. And then Gorgina. All right, so that is the top row. It doesn't even look like there's all the colors because this one over here is so light. Why don't we just try it one more time and just see if we can build that up. But you'll notice that it is very, very similar to my natural skin tone, so this one would never show up on me, really. It's going to be more for, like, blending out another color. Okay, round 2, or row 2, rather. So we have Resi, Anastasia, New Yorker, Yauka. Ooh, gosh, sorry. Alright, so here's Resi. So this one looks really similar to... Okay, so that was Resi, Anastasia. Oh, that's really pretty. It's kind of like a pink champagne with a little bit of a gold shimmer somewhere in it. Then our first matte, which is New Yorker, Nyaka. Then we have OG and Semsa. Sorry, let me just hold this while I do this. G and Semsa, and then 1988. Look, those are almost the same color. I really don't understand why they did that here. Okay, and then we have BK and Hugo. Alright, so this is the complete color story. So this looks like Modern Renaissance right here, this whole thing. So the real new things in this palette are going to be this blue, this barb, or not, this one's not barb, cupcake. So the shimmers I think are really nice and probably worth it just for those. This one, which is Resi, I was just thinking of Palermo from the Riviera. No, there's definitely a difference there. So yeah, I would say that for me, the things worth it in this palette are the shimmers. So I'll definitely come back to this one over and over again for these shimmers, but these mattes are pretty much the same as the Modern Renaissance. So if you have the Modern Renaissance, you need to think really hard on whether you need this palette. Do you want it just for a few shimmers, or, you know, how do you want to roll? Otherwise, it is really pretty. If I didn't have the Modern Renaissance, I'd probably be very happy because then I'm getting those same tones plus all the shimmers. But this is ridiculous. Why do you need these two? They're identical, completely identical. Okay, so that was the Amrezy palette. Making our way through. Next up, Jackie Aina palette. I think this one is one of the is the palette with the most interesting color story, because we have some green and some interesting, like this one, Trust Issues, is so cool. It kind of shifts a little bit from like white to yellowy green, which I really appreciate. Sorry, I won't do that. Then you have the kind of the staple ABH colors in there, which are like the neutral browns, the warm browns. And then you have these pinks, and I think there's a lot of interesting colors in this. I don't think it's unique. It's unique within ABH. There's not another palette that looks like this. I think the Norvina is probably the one that comes the closest to looking like this one, but it's not the same. Because I was thinking of like these pink colors a little bit, but then the rest of it is pretty different, so. And just to let you know about the staining, most of the staining is still just from those first 4 Norvina Pro palettes, so most of it has kind of gone away now, or if you see any staining, it's still originally from those palettes, not from these ones. Okay, let's do this one. Almost done, guys. If you've been hanging on this long, well done. So we have Soleil, Supreme, Pinker, and we'll try another thumb one, and Bigwig. Okay, so Soleil, Supreme, Pinker, and then Bigwig. Oops, how dare you. Let me grab this one again. Pinky swatches are not great. Let's just build that up. So Pinker is a really interesting color, this one here, and so is Supreme. These two are really fun. This one's more of a maroon, but it has like this kind of richness underneath of it that's kind of a bit hard to describe. And then Supreme here is like a coral peach pink, and I really like it. It's a very interesting color. I don't have a lot that look just like this one. And I like this shimmer. That was really, look how beautifully that went on. No problem at all there. All right, then we have Doles, Credit, and Lituation. Okay, so that will finish off the top row. Ooh, nice. Greeny kind of gold. Then Credit, nice deep brown, and then Lituation. This one's really interesting because it's kind of like a gray-brown shimmer. And again, I don't have many that look like this. I think that's a really interesting color in this palette. All right, next row we have Zam, Wiggley's, Shookington, and I'll actually come back to Trust Issues because I want it on a full finger, not a pinky. Okay, so Zam, very nice. Wiggley's, ooh, very pretty. Shookington. Okay, now Trust Issues, I think this one's super cool. Then we have Edges and Sponsored, and let's go ahead and just use Ginger on that finger. All right, so Trust Issues is a really interesting kind of shifty color. It's almost a duochrome. It's kind of like a pink-green shift to it. Then there's Edges, Sponsored, and then Ginger. Ooh, Look how beautiful that one went on, especially for a pinky swatch. So this is a purple brown palette. Those are the two colors in here that are really dominant, like purple, pinky, brown. It has some similarities, I feel, with some of the other palettes, but some of these shimmers, like Sponsored Here, Trust Issues, Shookington, Wigglies, all the shimmers are really interesting and a bit different, except for perhaps these two gold ones and maybe this one, Zam. These three purple pinks are also really interesting. So I think these two, Edges and Ginger, are, again, you're going to find them in pretty much every ABH palette. So I don't think those two are anything special, but they did swatch really, really, really nice. So I like this color story. It's, again, for me, it's a more neutral, kind of relaxed look, but with a little bit more fun, a little bit more color in there. So I really like this one. I think she did a good job with it. So, and the packaging, look at that. You see all the color shifts. I like it. Okay, guys. Do I have to move this now? We're getting a shadow. Let's do that. All right, so the last of my ABH, and it's my personal newest one, but is by far not new. So let's go ahead. So of course it is the Subculture palette. So Subculture came out way before I was into makeup this much. I always had cosmetics, so don't get me wrong, but it came out a while ago, and so I didn't know anything about the the controversy around it, the problems with the formula, blah blah blah, etc., etc. However, I have been made aware, who was I watching? I was watching Abby Williamson, and she said that this was one of her favorite palettes, and she has what appears to be the new formulation, right? And so I think this is the new one. It came with like a little extra thing of like the ingredients in it. I'm assuming that they're not selling the old formula at all anymore, just the new one. So I thought I'd give it a try. So I have used it once. I found this green a little bit hard to work with, but I want to see how they swatch, and then I want to see how they're going to perform, because this color story to me is something that I'm very into right now, which is grungy colors, and this is a very grungy looking palette to me. So we have 1, 2, 3 shimmers, and then the rest are mattes. So also, I like a lot of mattes. I don't need a whole bunch of shimmers. As long as the shimmers work kind of on all of them, which they would. This one has like a green undertone. This one I haven't swatched yet, so we're going to see what that looks like. That one looks like a kind of a coppery brown. So let's give it a go. So first row we have Cube. Ooh, interesting. This looks exactly the same, as this one in the Mini Norvina. Yeah, they're the same. Let's see if this one performs any better. Let me clean that off. Then we have Dawn, and then we have Destiny. Okay, so Cube, Dawn, Destiny. Ooh, that green is so pretty. Nice. I like that. I think we're going to have to try Cube again. I'm being careful not to overpress to worry about. Yeah, see, it's already like... What is it with this color? Stella, you're snoring so loudly, sweetheart. Let's just really dig it up there. Because for me, this would be definitely one that I would want to use, because it's kind of like a duochrome kind of color, but I think that's as good as we're gonna get it for now. All right, then we have Adorn, All-Star, Mercury, and Axis, which I'm very excited for. Oh my god, look at that one. Oh, so pretty. Adorn, very Stella. All-Star, Mercury, very pretty. Axis. Oh, these ones are so nice. The mattes are beautiful. This is the only one that I think looks like shit so far. But it's the same as the other one in that Norvina one, so maybe I shouldn't be that surprised. Next row, Roxy, Electric, which again you can see is kind of getting this hard pan. Oops. Fudge, and New Wave. Okay, so Roxy, yep. Electric, oh, that's so pretty though. Fudge, and New Wave. We're going off on I'm definitely not going straight with this one. Okay, well, we'll try and fix the last 3. And then Untamed, Edge, and Rowdy. Untamed, Edge, and Rowdy. Okay, so it's a neutral green, yellow, grungy kind of palette. These look beautiful, guys. Look how pretty all of the mattes swatched with like no effort. Do you remember how terrible the yellow mattes were back in the Norvina Pro palettes? These are so nice. Let me just hit Dawn up again. Can we make that one look prettier? Yeah. That's a beautiful, beautiful color story, guys. I love it. I wish that this color cube was more impactful because it's like a pink white shift. It's identical to the one in the Norvina one, so I gotta figure out how to make this one work, how to make it really pop on the eye. So I will, if you guys have any ideas for how to solve hard pan issues, then please do let me know. That's stunning. I'm very happy with this one. That's gonna be a good choice. Okay guys, me and my very messy arm, very messy hands are going to sign off for today. So that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button down below. If you made it this far and you want to comment on something, please do comment. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you are interested in more swatching videos, I was thinking about doing some ones on ColourPop, maybe my Nabla palettes, maybe all of my indie palettes, my single shadows. If you're at all interested, leave a comment down below and I will happily oblige. And also, if you enjoyed this kind of content, very welcome to subscribe if you fancy it. I would love to see you back here again. Otherwise, have a really great day, take care of yourself, and we will see you in my next video. Bye bye.